Okay, let's get it started here on a Wednesday. Longshore McKnight, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy in association with our good friends at Yellow Hammer News. I see Barry's going with the kind of pastel green today on this Wednesday. Nice looking color today.
Button down Oxford,
yeah.
Figure I'd be a little dressy today because it's going to get cold again. I mean, I am wearing the long sleeves and all that, which I dislike cold intensely, but we got it and we have to look forward to it. And it feels like basketball season out there. Where to start? We've got a ton of things to get to today. I guess we start with the actual sports.
Yeah.
I got to this a little bit late. I got to the Alabama-Mississippi State men's basketball game after halftime. I actually started tuning into it during halftime and was watching it. Number one immediate reaction was, why does Mississippi State or anybody wear gray uniforms? I kind of like gray, but
I noticed that
gray.
too. I noticed
light
that too.
gray on baseball uniforms, not that dark elephant skin gray.
Hey, how do you think those Mississippi State uniforms would look on Georgia's court, which is also kind of a grayish, which is not good on TV? But I did notice the unis,
Alabama won the game 97-82. AL.com says massive comeback. What did they say? Their first 9 stories have to do with Alabama.
Oh, well, yeah, come on.
Yeah. How Alabama pulled off massive comeback at Mississippi State to end losing streak. And I'm thinking, I watched it at halftime and they were leading.
Yeah. Did they get down? Barry, I was watching the end of the A&M Tennessee game, and I want to say maybe State was up like 11-6 or something. They put the score in the top right-hand corner of the game that should be on. Of course, it was late. Had to go to ESPN News or something to watch it, which I don't know where that is on my channel lineup. Yeah. I just waited. I said, I ain't looking for it. I just wait till this Tennessee game's over with. Unfortunately, Tennessee won the game, which kind of stunk. But I thought so too. I said, were they down like 20 points or something?
They were down 14, I guess, early. I mean, I didn't watch the first half. Mm-hmm. Bama was leading at halftime. Bama built on that lead. They scored 97.
Yeah.
And I watched a little bit. The main takeaway I got from watching it, I watched about 10 game time minutes of it, was LeVaron Filan's really good. They had nobody to stop him. But also the way that the game was progressing, so to speak, I thought it was standard. But I get this from Jeff, Way Offsides Jeff.
Yeah.
Who
we'll tell
we only had 7 texts before we got on the air. You need to.
Yeah, somebody was at 4:30 this morning. Who that's a new record, I think.
Jeff says, nice win for the Tide Hoops last night with half the team in civvies. I didn't see that.
Yeah, there was a lot of injury / sickness on the team. Several players did not even warm up.
They played 10 guys. They played
10
3 players
never heard of before.
Well, yeah, that's because at the very end they stuck 2 guys in there because they were leading by 15 and la-da-da. But LeBaron Filan ends up with 32. He played 32 minutes. I mean, their starters, every one of them played, in the 20s. And
you got to win on the road in the SEC. They say it's pretty tough.
Well, Houston Mallett, he ended up playing 22 minutes off the bench. He had 7 points. The only reason why I bring him up, evidently, he's a good player, not a great player. You'll forget him quicker than you forgot Sam Hagenis back in the day and Travis.
Oh, what a player. Oh, Sam Hagenis, man.
But he was the subject of the post-game conversation. Houston Mallett wears number 95. And after the game, SEC Network, John reports that they were interviewing LeBaron Filan, who Gurn Jr. sent us a clip of him on the bench looking like he was about to throw up.
Yeah, I gotta get a clarification on that. Did Filan throw up on the sidelines?
Was he sick? Was he ill? Too many snapper throws? I don't know. But but what was the exchange between Darioka and LeBaron Philon who about Houston Mallard, who wears number 95?
Yeah, they're interviewing Philon, Dari Noka of the SEC Network, and he says, LeBaron, before we let you go, I've just got to know your teammate, and I'm not sure Dari even knew his name. He finally came up with it, and I think he said Houston. I want to know why he wears number 95. And you could tell it kind of caught Philon off guard, and he kind of looked around, and then he turned around and goes, hey, man, dude on TV wants to know why you wear 95. And I'm thinking, Dari's going, hey, man, I'm on TV every night. Do you not know my name?
Star, you know.
But he said, hey, man, dude on TV wants to know why you wear 95.
Well, that was humorous. Well, and I'm pretty sure I know the reason why. Because Troy has a player. As a matter of fact, Coach Scott Cross, his son, Austin, plays basketball at Troy. It's a good player, good shooter. And he wears number 95.
How do you call a foul on number 95?
Yeah, you got to go. I've seen him do it before. Probably too many times. It's like 9-5. That's what you have these days. They have a guy from Mississippi State. I kid you not. His name is Akol, and he wears number 99. So you've got to go 9, you know, and they're like, what is that, 45? No, it's not. It's a 9, you know, which is the reason why for so many years you didn't have numbers like that, because the referees couldn't signal them to the scorer's table. Anyway, I know why Austin Cross wears number 95 for Troy, and I'm very sure that's the same reason why Houston Mallett wears number 95 for Alabama, because that's Lightning McQueen's number in the Disney Pixar film Cars. Huh. You know, that's the one that's got Larry the Cable Guy. Yeah. He's playing a truck named Tater, and I think Owen Wilson is the guy who voices Lightning McQueen, one of the cars, and Lightning McQueen. Well, here's number 95. So there you go.
I've got to check that movie out. I don't know if I've seen it. So, that's interesting. But yeah, good win for the Tide after dropping 2. Won at Vandy at home against Texas. And then they beat Mississippi State in Starkville. I understand our man Bart Heisch was at the game. Sure it was. We'll talk with him tomorrow more in detail about that game and the SEC as a whole.
Alabama,
as a matter of fact,
goes to Oklahoma on Saturday. They play the Sooners at noon on the SEC network. So
that same Sooner team that lost by 17 last night in Norman. Florida beats them 96-79.
Watch out, the Gators are figuring things out. Auburn plays tonight at 6 on ESPN2 at Missouri.
Oh, Mizzou.
Yeah, after Auburn's big win the other night over Arkansas, see if they can sustain something. So that's some of the sports out there. But there's
I mentioned I was watching some of the A&M Tennessee game. It was the game that went well into the scheduled Alabama-Mississippi State tip time. I mean, they just, as I mentioned, were on ESPN News before they actually got on the channel that they were scheduled to be on. Went into overtime. Tennessee won by 5, 87-82. But I thought I was looking because you mentioned yesterday about SEC, a basketball official, Doug Shows, I believe is his name.
Yes.
I think did you do a Troy game earlier this week?
He did the what game was it?
Because he did the Alabama-Texas game, and then I saw him in Knoxville last night. And I thought, man, did these guys drive themselves, their own cars to these games all over the South?
Oh,
they must have some unbelievable mileage on their cars as much as they're traveling during basketball season.
Pat Adams and Doug Shows, they do Sunbelt games. You know, I know. I mean, they come and we talk before the games, and they come over to the TV section and all that. And I mean, those guys do a ton of games. Doug Shows did that Alabama-Texas game that. Or maybe it was the Vanderbilt game that was such a foul fest. But, that kind of stuff happens. Also, in the world of sports, we're getting a little clarification from Chris Lowe of ESPN about exactly what went on with Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
And all of this flirting with him from other schools when he said he was going to the NFL. And it was a real thing. It was a real thing. It was pretty serious. He wrote this for On3 Sports. He had gotten transfer portal offers of $6.5 million, including bids from Miami, bids from Tennessee. And Ty said he was supposed to go duck hunting after church on Sunday and just couldn't do it. His mind was spinning as he tried to wrap his hands around. He told Chris Lowe, he's very honest. He said, I've always wanted to play in the NFL, but it's like I told my parents told me, his dad's a football coach at Tennessee Martin, $6 million is more than they've made since they've been married. And here I am, they're going to pay me $6.5 million for basically 8 months work. He said, man, that's hard not to, it makes you stop and think. Anyway, he talked with Nick Saban, and Nick Saban said, take the money out of it. If everybody was offering you $0, what would you do? Would you want to go play college football again, or would you want to go pro? And he said that kind of solidified it for him because he always wanted to play NFL.
Also, Barrett, it might be window dressing, but what I know of Ty Simpson, and there again, not a lot, just what I've seen of him, it was really important to him. He was a team captain. His footprints are in the cement at Denny Chimes, handprints and footprints. Why would I want to go play at another school and lose everything that I had built at Alabama? And I thought that was really, really a strong statement. Look, yeah, well, I'm a captain. I forever will have my handprints and footprints and cement at Denny Chimes, and to think that I'm moving on to play somewhere else just didn't sit real well with him. So I respect him for that.
Could you see, people like him. He's a godly player, which means a lot to me. He'll always say, he'll thank his Lord and Savior before every post-game interview and all that. And the fans take pride in that. But how would they feel about him if they saw him next year in a Tennessee helmet? Ooh. I will say this, and I'm not talking about everybody, but there is a small group, I'd like to think, of Alabama fans who don't deserve Ty Simpson.
A small group?
A small group. I got to think everybody doesn't think like you do. And they think, man, that goes I'd love to have him. I'd love to have him for another year. Golly, I wish we could do something to keep him because he was about the biggest bright spot we had on this team. There was no other part of this team that I respected more than the way Ty Simpson would go out there and play with his helmet being knocked sideways and, not having any help from his offensive line and zero help from his running game. And he never complained and everything. And, golly, and he threw for 3,500 yards. I wish we had that guy back. There's people out there who saying, man, that guy regressed. He wasn't tough enough. He didn't do this and he didn't do that. And I'm thinking, you guys don't deserve him. I was a captain. I put my hand and footprints in the cement at Denny Chimes. I would have lost everything I built at Alabama. And you guys are ready to say, hit the road, man.
That sounds like a guy that needs to move on. Maybe hit the roads a little strong, but I'm going with it's time to move on. Sometimes your father would look at you and say, son, I think it's time to move on. You getting 3 meals a day, your clothes washed and your bed made up, and you're 28 years old. I think it's time to move on. And that's kind of the way I feel about Ty. It's time for him to take the next step. I don't want to say I'm running him off and pushing him out.
But the NFL is probably, I'm thinking you might be an NFL quarterback now. I don't get it. I'll never get it. And I'm not talking about you saying it's time to move on. I don't understand it, not one bit. John called it a roll of the dice the other day to bring him back. I'm thinking roll of the dice would be to start a redshirt freshman quarterback
if I'm
in place of your 23-year-old, 22-year-old senior.
Let's look at it, and I think Ty, based on what he had to work with, crappy offensive line, no running game, wide receivers dropping passes.
All right.
He's probably looking at it going, well, so far in the portal, I don't see a lot of improvement. Let's see. I'm still going to be running for my life. Still don't know who's going to be able to be an effective runner. And who are our wide receivers? Who's still on the team? So if I'm Ty Simpson, I'm thinking, y'all deal with that. I'm out. I mean, let's look at it from Ty's perspective.
From Ty's
looking at it from my perspective of think it's time to move on. Great career, young man. Pat you on the back, hands in the cement. He's probably thinking, yeah, that draft can't get here quick enough.
$6.5 million offer from like Miami, Ole Miss. What did they see and appreciate that some Alabama fans did not see and appreciate? He said in that article he never made $1 million in Alabama. Somebody's about to pay him $6 million.
Well,
sounds like somebody else appreciated him more than his own people did.
Let's take Miami, for instance. Hey, Ty, we're willing to pay you $6.5 million. And along with that, look at this incredible offensive line. Look at this running back room. Check these wide receivers out. Just, making the sales pitch a little more enticing. I've been known to do that before. But hey, Ty's going, man, I get it.
There are some Auburn fans out there who are never going to forgive Bo Nix, even though it was the best thing for him.
You better wake up
right
and smell the coffee, because that's happening every day from here on out.
Why
do you think Smothers or Smithers, or what's that running back's name again from NC State?
Oh, wait a minute. The guy you thought was going to make a huge impact and what a pickup he was and all this? I never saw the guy carry the ball one time. I had no clue what the guy could do. Now, Tatter Insider said he was the next Bo Jackson, but that's just them. Yeah.
But I'm thinking Texas is going, well, not only are we going to pay you, but look at all this other stuff we got. And look what they don't have. See, I think that's working. Teams are using that against the Tide.
I'm like you. I thought it was highly refreshing for Ty Simpson to say, I just couldn't do it. I would have damaged everything I did at Alabama. Hand in the cement, feet in the cement, C on my jersey. I just couldn't do anything to damage that legacy. And I'm thinking, God bless you, Ty. God, I wish again, not everyone, a small group, a small fraction would look at that and think, man, I was probably too hard on that kid. He loved it.
But it's all about how we said it and how we presented it. Hands in the cement, legacy at Alabama. I mean, those are some good things to say. Keeps everybody happy. Well, you know what? That Ty Simpson's a good kid. Roll Tide. Look at that. He loves the Tide.
Yeah.
But he don't want to come back and play, but he loves the Tide.
But some of those people who see that and their wives going, oh, isn't that sweet? Honey, you were saying mean things about him. That's a wonderful thing to say. And the reaction is, yep, sure is nice. Loved it. If he could have only won a national championship. Kid loved Alabama. Broke his rib for Alabama, hand in the cement. And you know how much hand in the cement means to Bama fans. Meant a lot to him, too. So.
Yeah. That's a big thing there. You better believe it. Hand and feet in the cement. It is that's a big deal. So, Ty, I'm patting you on the back. I think you've made the right decision. We'll see where it goes. But
now, would John have made the same decision?
Well, Barry, back in my day, I was going, can I please stay? Please? Just one more semester?
No, I promise I'll never do it again. I have learned my lesson.
Yeah. No, I don't want to leave. Please let me stay.
John,
But I still think, Barry, there's some gray clouds forming for the SEC. I just don't like what I'm seeing out there. A lot of money in the Big Ten, a lot of money out west. Can the SEC continue to be the dominant conference? Had won a national title in what? Going on 3 years.
3 years. Yep. This year will be the third.
Going to 9 conference games.
It isn't the dominant conference anymore. You had two. The only reason why there are not 2 Big Ten teams in the national championship game is they played each other in the semifinals.
I mean, Bear, I saw an article today. I had to kind of think about it and go, well, it might be right. Should the SEC want to go to 24 games in a playoff just so they can get more teams in and be more relevant. Because I don't know, the way it's going right now,
they had more than their fair share in this one.
Other teams are outspending them. Can they keep up? Can they continue to have those teams in the playoff? They got 24. I guess it gives you can lose 4 games and still get in the playoff.
Let's take a break. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
Okay, about 22 minutes past the hour on this Wednesday. CJ Duncan, Yellowhammer News, going to join us here in about 7 or 8 minutes. Always look forward to having him on the program. And Barry wanted to let everybody know, so they on top of it. Our Marguerite's Diamond giveaway that we did throughout the season, LSU Mark hit the exact score. I believe it was the weekend of the Alabama, Eastern Illinois, Auburn, Mercer, that weekend.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. I think it was the Alabama.
Deuce Knight's one shining moment.
Yes.
In an Auburn
I
uniform.
do remember that.
Yes.
I think it was the Alabama Eastern Illinois game that he hit it on. So that gives LSU Mark the opportunity to pick the score in the national championship game.
Right.
For a 1-carat natural grown diamond valued at $3,000. Mark,
here we go.
Submitted his pick yesterday. He is locked and loaded. He is the pick has been noted.
Ooh.
And I don't think I'd be giving any privileged information away to let you know what Mark picked. So you can root for him when the game is played. He got it in early. This was yesterday. This guy's confident. I mean, he fired this thing in yesterday at 1:47 p.m.
Now, he said, and bear in mind, our guy Lyle is a big Hurricane fan. Lyle Fields at Marguerite's. So Mark, he has the final score of the championship game for a $3,000 natural grown Marguerite's diamond. He has Indiana 27, Miami 24.
That's right.
John submitted it to Lyle, and Lyle says, not a chance.
Yeah, Lyle likes the Hurricanes, Mark. So that would be even more satisfaction. You roll into the store and go, hey, Lyle, I'm the guy.
Yeah.
I hit it again. 27-24. Let me see some diamonds.
Now, this is one other thing about Ty Simpson and all that. And Saban said, take the money out of it. What would you want to do? Do you want to play in the NFL? That's the only kind of flaw I see in the whole thing. Our buddy John Dent, who actually, when he talks sports, is really good. He says this. He says, nope, no, that, of course, it just clipped right in there. Here we go. Yeah, he says this. He says $6.5 million or versus a first or early second round NFL contract. Do the math. Here's the thing. He could have both, right? I mean, he wouldn't be taking the $6.5 million and giving up an NFL career. He could have them both. $6.5 million versus a first or early second round NFL. He's not making the choice between them. He'll have them both. I just think it's good. And my point being, it's good that he said, no, let me just go ahead and move to
I got
the
to tell
NFL
you, Barry,
because it would harm my legacy at Alabama.
Yeah.
I respect that.
I do too. But I got to tell you, it'd be tough to turn down $6.5 million.
I'd have a difficult time myself.
And there again, I think he is in the vast majority. I'm not sure there's a lot of players out there that really care about their legacy at one particular school. And that's impressive. But you're right. He could have had the $6.5 million and then gone to the NFL.
Yes.
And parlayed that into maybe more money. Or he goes to a place like Miami, crashes and burns, or gets injured, or whatever. There's a lot of pros and cons. But to turn down $6.5 million for a guy that reportedly was making somewhere between $400,000 and $800,000,
yeah,
that's a big jump.
And it'd be doing something that he loves and all that. So in terms of the other news and around transfer portal stuff, nothing huge. Nothing. I mean, that'll.
Well, Barry, I'm monitoring
Tighter
Insider, and I feel like I'm somewhat, I don't want to say an expert, but I do think in watching the TI message board for so many years, I can get a good feel. I don't see a lot of stuff in there about, can you believe these Albs? I'm not seeing a lot of that type stuff.
No.
I'm seeing more stuff that is on the verge of, I don't want to say the word panic, but extreme concern. You know, what the heck's going on here? This guy's leaving. That guy's leaving. This person's going. They're going to the Big Ten. More players to Ohio State. Caleb Downs, Julian Sayah. Now there are a couple of others going to Ohio State. Why can't we keep these guys here? Is it all true? Clinton Dick says, well, check the tape. Production. You know, there is a sense of concern.
I like that stuff. You know, I get on Tighter Insider for entertainment. I like to know what people are wanting to talk about because John and I are in the business of talking about what people want to talk about. So I look at that and I try to get some. I don't necessarily look at it for news. I do look at it for information. I mean, for entertainment. This is what I like. This made it for me this morning. I didn't look at it last night. I looked at it this morning to try to figure out, you know, Gurn Jr.'s video of LeBaron Filan looking queasy. Yeah. Bama 73 last night says, this is great stuff. This is TighterInsider.com. Subscribe, $48 a year. Bama 73 said, number 15 from Mississippi State is one ugly dude. That's why
like that kind of stuff too,
I cannot give you a better example of why I do that than old guy, Bama 73. That probably means that he graduated from Alabama in 1973, which would mean he's pushing 75 years old.
Yeah.
75-year-old guy watching TV, watching the Alabama-Mississippi State game
year
with his laptop or his phone in his hand, most likely a laptop or a Commodore 64.
Yeah.
And he feels compelled to point out, man, number 15 from Mississippi State's one ugly dude.
Yeah.
I will say this, Barry, $48 for that right there.
Barry, it was a thread, I believe, yesterday about Auburn no longer having the largest video board at their football stadium.
Yeah, Illinois does. There was something about Suck It Aubs or something. I don't remember. That was the only Auburn reference I saw, and it was kind of a convoluted Longshore-esque kind of reference where you really had to kind of stretch to make it applicable to Auburn. That Illinois has a huge video board at their stadium. Are they going to get one?
It looks pretty big. Yeah, it's huge.
Hey, let's talk about Auburn about that. So.
But I just there again, I sense some concern.
Yeah.
From the Bama Nation, which usually wasn't the case. It was like, can you believe them? Look at those guys.
Well, it's like one final thought before we go to break. Okay, Duncan on the other side. It's like Bob from Pike Road points out, and he pays attention, and he loves him. Some offensive line. He said, not counting true freshmen who rarely can contribute as freshmen, Bama only has 8 offensive linemen on the roster. We need at least 2 or 3 more just to be able to play in August. It's definitely a problem. So, yeah, there's activity in the portal for Alabama, but I'm kind of with Bob on this. Where's the portal help at running back? Where's the portal help in the offensive line? It's nice to get a long snapper or whatever, or a couple of DBs or whatever, but they got to address some needs, and you can't recruit another class before you kick off in the fall, Well,
I totally agree. And, they've recruited well out of high school, but we posed this question a lot this week between high school recruiting and portal recruiting.
Yes.
What is more important this day? We'll ask CJ Duncan that question as well when he joins us here in a moment after this bottom of the hour timeout. But I sense the change. I sense some, I don't want to say panic, but some huge concern. What is the confidence level? That's another term. Barry, I didn't really get it, but there's a lot of people out there that say, Bama fans a little bit too confident, little too cocky, a little bit too big for their britches. I never understood that.
It never made any sense to you. You're like, what?
But I do kind of, maybe those days are kind of, I don't want to say over completely, but there is a shift, a change in the landscape. And I do think there's some deep concern. All right, once again, LSU Mark, thanks for the prediction. We're rooting for you. Hopefully you can hit that game on Monday and win that diamond valued at $3,000, a 1-carat natural cut diamond from Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry. Way to go, Mark. Went 27-24. Indiana over Miami is what he's picking.
CJ Duncan next. Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
Hey, where's the beer guy? Bud Light here? You get a Bud Light? Bud Light? I'm here, Bud Light. Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light where? Bud Light here? Oh, Bud Light there. I missed that because of you. You did not miss that play because of me. Have to stop talking this way? Yeah. It's actually kind of fun. Hey, I got your Bud Light. Oh, nice. Never mind. Anything for the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. What I miss? I have no idea.
All guests of Longshore McKnight appear on the City of Montgomery guest hotline. Check out the most interesting and informed personalities in sports covering Auburn, Alabama, Troy, ASU, and all the major teams from across the country. John and Barry have the best guests brought to you by the City of Montgomery. To find out everything you need to know that is going on in the capital city, check out montgomeryal.gov. That's montgomeryal.gov, the capital of dreams.
Okay, about 26 minutes to the top of the hour on this Wednesday. That means our man CJ Duncan, Yellowhammer News, joining us today to talk some sports. Hey, CJ, hope you're doing well.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
We are doing great.
Doing great. Let's take this one at a time here chronologically. First of all, in the college football playoff semifinal, Miami and well, let me look here. The Miami game against when they played against Ole Miss. Yeah, and all of a sudden my screen refreshed on me. When Miami played Ole Miss, takeaways from that game, and then takeaways from Oregon, Indiana.
Well, you know what? First things first is, Trinidad Chambliss had a magical postseason, and really just back half of the season. You got to give him as much credit as you can. And, I hate the fact that, he doesn't have another opportunity to play. He's got his own legal team now, apparently, and trying to argue for another year of eligibility. But what a special year that he had. He kind of reminded me of Kyler Murray a little bit during that run. He was, very effective with his feet, but also, I mean, when you talk about, pinpoint accuracy and throwing the ball with authority, he was doing all those things the right way. He's given himself an opportunity to potentially be a drafted player, maybe not first or second round, but later rounds, you could see someone taking a chance on him. But you know what, that game as a whole, you just kind of run out of steam. We talked about it previously where, the whole idea of playing in spite of Lane Kiffin would happen, and that kind of ran out. They played very well, but you could just tell even over the course of the game, the time of possession that Miami had over Ole Miss, that eventually caught up with them. In Miami, they made the right plays at the right time. You don't always expect Carson Beck to be the best quarterback on the field, but I tell you what, in that particular game, he made the right throws. I mean, it would be 3rd and 8. 3rd and 12, and he was converting first downs. When you start to see that happen and a team is kind of dominating time of possession, usually that team turns out to be the winner. And so it caught up with Ole Miss, but they have nothing to be ashamed about.
Yeah, great year for the Rebels. There's no doubt about that. It was exciting to watch. Hated to see them drop that game as hard as they played. But you talk about Miami, and here's a team that really has resurrected itself, if you will. And they're in the national championship game, and they're playing at home. They're playing where they play their regular season games. You factor all that in, CJ. People have asked me, I'm sure they've asked you, they've asked Barry, what do you think about Monday night? I just can't get off the Hoosiers. I mean, to me, they're so disciplined. They're so confident. They're so well coached. They don't make mistakes. I mean, they made 12 penalties all season long. I mean, it's just amazing just how well they play and how disciplined they play.
Well, and I don't want folks to overplay the idea of this game being, a home game for Miami. Yes, it is in their home stadium, in Hard Rock, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
But that's kind of separate from the campus. They're not, as far as college football support on a weekend basis, they're not the top in the country. And listen, Indiana, we're kind of going through it now as Vanderbilt fans, right? We're seeing fans come out of the woodworks. As soon as you have a successful season and your coach is entertaining and your quarterback's entertaining and you're winning a lot, trust me, Indiana will be in Miami full scope. You'll see everybody, Indiana there. It's not just going to be Miami folks. If it's your first time being good, you're not going to miss it because you don't know the next time it's going to happen.
So that's an interesting point, CJ. I mean, when's the last time you saw the playmaker Michael Irvin on the sidelines of a Miami game until this year?
This year.
Guys were done with the U until they, got good again, and here they all come back.
And here they all come back, right? You're seeing Ray Lewis and Andre Johnson, one of the most quiet Hall of Famers ever. You don't ever see him, and now they're all on the sideline. And so, so I expect it to kind of be split down the middle. I expect, Indiana's fans to show up as well. But I'm with you. I cannot get over the Hoosiers. What they have done this year, but really even this postseason. I expected them to struggle a little bit, but I'm telling you, they haven't taken their foot off the gas. They're disciplined. They run a very clean organization. You can tell everybody's on the same page. There's no arguing or back and forth. There's one clear leader, and that's Cignetti, and everybody else falls in line. You got a very mature team. A lot of transfers that are older guys. It's kind of like playing in the college basketball, March Madness. It's that kind of mid-major school that has all seniors. That's what Indiana feels like right now. And they're just dominating all these, all freshman teams like Kentucky, and so it's been a pleasure to watch, but you can't underestimate how physical they are. They're like machines, man. They don't make any mistakes, but when you do, they score right after you do it. So it's hard to beat a team like that.
That's what impressed me, CJ, particularly in the Oregon game. And they've been doing it all season long. It's like the Hippocratic oath that doctors say. The first thing is do no harm, all right, before you heal the patient. Well, for Indiana, the first thing is don't beat yourself, don't do yourself any harm. And, from the very first play of that Oregon game, which obviously the pick six, but Oregon got more yardage, more total yards. They got more first downs than Indiana. And people are saying, well, so Indiana didn't have to have more first downs. They didn't have to have more total yardage. They just kept capitalizing on the mistakes that the other team made that they weren't making.
Absolutely. You can tell they watch film too. For that to be the first play of the game, that was something to be expected, or at least said, hey guys, look out for this. Because for that corner to be sitting the way that he was, not getting into a pedal, not even a slow pedal, basically putting his foot in the ground and attacking the ball, they feel very confident about, Dante Moore's habits when it comes to hitch routes or, first couple plays of the game. And, a lot of times the first 10 to 15 plays of the game are scripted plays, right? And if they've watched multiple games where Dante Moore just kind of flippantly throws it out to the left, they're like, okay, well, if he does that one more time, I'll be sitting there waiting on it. And it looks like something of that nature happened.
Now, you mentioned this point, and I think it's a big point. Indiana's older. They got 23, 24-year-old guys, and you can tell. John has been asking this question. I'll give it up to John here about talent acquisition. In your estimation, which is more important? Which is more critical, high school recruiting, or are you just focusing on getting the guys you can out of the portal, CJ?
It's a tough question. I think for a school like Indiana that doesn't have a rich history of winning of college football, more of a basketball school, regionally kind of not great for college football. If you're that type of team, it's probably great to take advantage of the portal. Some older guys that need one more shot at it, some older guys that are mature enough to understand what Cignetti's doing. I think winning helps you recruit at the high school level for a team like Indiana, but you're not going to win unless you have those older guys initially. But I do think if you're a team in the SEC, I think it is best to develop men from the high school on, because that's how you get your culture. That's how you get your standard. That's how you get a really team-oriented program and not a bunch of hired guns trying to win a game for you. It's okay to go and grab a quarterback here, superstar quarterback here, or a superstar corner here. That's fine. But the nucleus needs to be guys that, have been raised in your program when your program's used to winning and there's a reputation for winning. But I'm sure it's much harder for Indiana to recruit high school guys because they just don't have that brand. And it's hard to trust. If you're a kid from Atlanta, it's hard to trust somebody and say, hey, I'm going to Indiana. And this isn't just a fluke. You got to convince mom and dad this is not a fluke, that we're still going to be winning, and he's going to be however many hours away from home.
Yeah, and I hear you, CJ. I just wonder in the landscape today, can programs afford to develop these kids? Can they afford to spend 2-3 years on a guy, and then that guy, maybe not pan out, or B, they develop him and he's heading somewhere else. I mean, I get it. I would like to see that, but I just get the sense that it's going to be more like, well, this guy's proven he's been there 2 years. Let's bring him in and plug and play him right now. To me, that's not college athletics, but my fear is that's where we're headed.
Well, and a lot of old school coaches, they develop you by threatening you to go to the bench, right? And you can't do that anymore. And so that's makes it even tougher. And that's why you see a lot of older coaches kind of getting out of the game and starting to work for ESPN. That becomes an issue. But you got to get creative and you've got to evolve. And yes, that's a risk you take. I also think that, from a different angle, I mean, even these schools firing coaches after 2 years, these kids will never be developed if the guy who brought them in isn't still there and speaking the same speech that he's been trying to get across the last couple of years. So we're all messed up right now, but I do think the best way to go about building a program is through high school and then having a couple superstars to sprinkle on top.
Well, you bring that up, and that was another question on our list because it was something we've also talked about before. Coaches are getting fired after a couple of years. Coaches are moving on after a couple of years. We first had this question last week when Kyle Whittingham was named the head coach at Michigan, and he's 66 years old. And people are talking about Curt Cignetti, and could somebody else hire him? And Cignetti's 63 or 64. Neither one of those guys are in it for the next 10 or 15 years. And John says, well, what coach anymore is going to be expected to be around for 10 or 15 years anymore, right?
Oh, I mean, that's fair. I mean, even my own coach, he signed a 6-year extension, and I told my wife, I said, we're just going to enjoy him while we have him. For the right price and the right school, I think anybody's up for grabs. And Cignetti's going to be a hot name. I see him staying next year.
Yeah.
But I don't see him going through too many cycles without, maybe going to the NFL. I heard the Las Vegas Raiders may reach out to him. It's when you're that hot and you get that much pull or power over an organization, especially at the highest level, you kind of peek at it at least and see how that could potentially benefit yourself, but also your family too.
I mean, speaking of that, I mean, I guess I just lost track, but it's amazing how many seasons Mike Tomlin was with the Steelers. I mean, you don't see NFL coaches hanging around that long. I mean, geez, that's I don't think that's a record I'm not sure will be broken. His tenure in Pittsburgh.
It's the end of an era. Him and Harbaugh leaving the AFC North. It's going to look a lot different going forward. But two excellent coaches, consistent coaches. I'm sure a lot of former players speak super highly of those guys. But if they want to coach, they'll have a job whenever whenever they're ready for it. You don't have too many men out there in the world that know football as well as they do, but also care about the person, and they both do a great job of that. So.
Final question here. We'll talk with you next Wednesday, hopefully. But until then, championship game on Monday, Indiana versus Miami. What'll it come down to? What's important in that one, CJ?
Barry, you know what? I just don't think we need to overthink it. I think the hottest team in the country, NFL or college, may be Indiana Hoosiers right now. And just take Indiana and enjoy your night. I don't think there'll be any issues, and Miami had several injuries in that Ole Miss game too, to some key players. We'll see if they're healthy or not, but when it's your year, it's your year. And unfortunately, Miami's running into a buzzsaw. Feels like one of those Alabama years back in 2020 or 2012, maybe 2008 as well. I mean, it feels like one of those years, honestly. It's just, hey, don't overthink it. Go with the better team.
Yeah, I'm with you there, CJ. Before we let you go, though, last week we talked about this Commodore basketball team. They put a beat down on the Tide up in Nashville. They're still rolling. I was impressed. There's a lot of athletes on that Vanderbilt basketball team. They can play.
Absolutely, John. And matter of fact, I wanted to give this kid a shout out. Now I'm going blank on his name, but I believe there's a kid from Montgomery on our team.
Yeah, Duke Miles is one of my favorites because he began his career. He played for 2 years at Troy. I got to know him real well. Duke is a player. I mean, he's had a couple of stops between Troy and Vanderbilt. Yeah, but he was Robert E. Lee High School.
Yeah.
Sure. Yep. Absolutely. So, it's good to see Montgomery on the map in Nashville once again. We've had several guys over the years, but happy to see that. Happy to see the success of the program, but also shout out to the women's team as well. They're still undefeated. They're rolling.
Man, what is going on up in Nashville? Wow. Geez.
The water's just a little different there,
Can you imagine?
So Vanderbilt's taking over while the Titans have tanked.
That's what I'm saying. We're not going to have Clark Lee for long, I'm telling you.
Can you imagine when Vanderbilt was considering Duke Miles out of the portal, and they said, well, why should we get him? Tell me a little bit about him. Well, he's from Montgomery. Hey guys, don't forget CJ Duncan's from Montgomery. Yeah. Okay, let's sign him. Okay, we'll get him.
We haven't done too bad in Montgomery, so might as well take another chance at it.
I hear you.
Let's run it back.
There you go, CJ. Appreciate you. Thanks very much.
Always a pleasure, guys. See y'all next week.
Yep, look forward to it. CJ Duncan, Yellowhammer News, joining us each and every week. Always enjoy his input and analysis. Of course, check us out at yellowhammernews.com. That's right. Check us out. Video content. A write-up about the show each and every afternoon. You can check us out on the Yellowhammer News Facebook page. I know a lot of people do that.
Yep.
So we really appreciate our association with them. Good stuff from CJ each and every week.
And we're not done.
No,
that's a great thing.
Awesome done.
Josh Harris, the money line magician, Plainsman Preston's favorite guy.
Preston, get ready,
We still got him coming up as well.
Don't go to Home Depot in the next 30 minutes, Preston.
We wanted to bring this up. We'll probably do it in the next segment as well. The TV ratings are out.
Oh, good. I haven't seen them yet.
Just a general look when we come back. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry is Central Alabama's best-known jewelry store. Their location at 8163 Vaughn Road in Peppertree is conveniently located adjacent to Chappie's Deli. At Marguerite's, they have every jewelry item imaginable because they make it. They really make it. From rings, necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and much, much more. Marguerite's can also repair, clean, and rework any jewelry item that you want to bring back to life. Whether you're on a budget or have no budget at all, Marguerite's has all types of jewelry for everyone. Go by and see them today or call 270-0074.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
All righty, welcome back in, everybody. About 7 or 8 minutes until the top of the hour on this Wednesday. As Barry mentioned, Josh Harris, the money line magician, at the bottom of hour number 2. Something has caught my attention.
Oh, boy.
Which is normally the case when I check out a website that I've been a member of. I don't know how long. Auburn Undercover. I'm a gold, platinum, lifetime, titanium level member.
I knew those guys back when it was inside the Auburn Tigers newsletter. It was just a newsletter back in the day with Mark Murphy. And ever since they actually became a website, back in the day it was autigers.com. Now it's auburnundercover.com. I was a subscriber to the old newsletter.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how long John's been a subscriber to them on the internet, but it's been as long as they've been on the internet.
Well, I will have to come clean, Barry. And I don't know if it was called this at the time, but Bama Online.
Yes.
And that's where it started for me. And then it's Bama 247 right now.
Yeah,
I believe
Bama
originally
Online, it used to be Travis Ryer and you know,
Yeah.
some of those guys. Yes.
So when you subscribe to that, I think it was a level of subscription. If you subscribe to a particular level, I don't know the $9.95 level, because that's what I pay. You got access to all the other schools' websites. I went, whoa, wait a minute. I can go lurk on the Auburn site while I pay for the Alabama site. This is too good to be true. And yes, that's the case. So with my membership
how
level,
the long-standing relationship began.
it is. I really had no intention to be a part of an Auburn website, but now that it's included in my subscription, it's like 2 scoops at Baskin-Robbins. It's great. I love it. So PM Philip Marshall, Auburn Undercover.
Yeah.
Brings up something today that, well, yours truly talked about years ago. People scoffed at it, thought I was crazy. Guy's insane, doesn't know what he's talking about. And he talks about corporate logos on the field. Auburn has it. Alabama has it. Schools all over the country have corporate logos on the field. I'm not real sure what Alabama's is. I want to say it's maybe something to do with the military.
It was like a shipping concern down in.
I don't want to offend those people, but I just don't know a lot about your company.
Which kind of defeats the purpose of them
certainly
stuff on the field.
But, like Georgia's got Delta. I know what Delta Airlines is.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they just placed a huge order for some airplanes yesterday. So good for Delta. Good for them.
Right.
But corporate logos are all over the field. We talked about that. Philip goes on to say, soon corporate patches on uniforms will get the go-ahead. Hello? A little, as mentioned by John Longshore years ago. Just a little love, PM. That's all I'm asking.
No. What's the most impressive thing about that is the back chat, the guff that John caught about that. Oh, John, that'll never happen. Those are pristine. Some schools might do that. Some schools don't need to do that. And
sure.
The moment John said that, I mean, we disagree on a lot. The moment John said that, I agreed with him. And I didn't know when it would happen. There'll be, some gateway schools that'll do it and all that. But you're seeing it. I'm
going to take it one step further, Barry. Logos on the field, patches on the unis, signage in the stadium for companies that you wouldn't expect to see in a college football stadium. I'm not going to say Sammy's or places like that.
No, but the Louisiana Lottery.
Louisiana Lottery. Yes. That's been in Baton Rouge for years.
Yeah, for a long time. Oh, you're teaching the young kids how to gamble. They're hard-earned.
Are you going to see casino, say in Mississippi? Is the Beau Rivage going to have signage and sponsor Ole Miss and Mississippi State games? All the other casinos they've got over there, you see them in NFL stadiums. Obviously, alcohol companies, beer companies. But where I'm really going with it, Barry, there again, we'll move the game to Atlanta to make some money to go to our NIL. You right? Sure we will. And if our fans get inconvenienced and they don't like it, TS.
That's right. They won't like it if we don't have enough NIL money to buy a Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback. So they're just going to have to get over this because you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, that's right. You
turn down a money-making opportunity for a home game elsewhere, but also keep all the NIL money we can get and to remain competitive in the SEC. You can't do them both.
That's right. Well, how about this one, Barry? Nike comes to you, your apparel manufacturer, and says, hey, Auburn, we want you to wear orange jerseys. Hey, Bama, we want you to wear crimson pants. You think they're going to turn that down? In this day and age of looking under every nook and cranny for some money, you send the jerseys, we'll wear them.
Old John's, 5 of John's favorite letters, W-I-I-F-M. What's in it for me? All right, crimson pants?
I just throwing it out there.
Orange jerseys?
Yeah.
All right.
Navy blue helmets. Does Nike even make helmets? Do they even care what the helmets look like?
What's in it for me? How would that be worth my while? I saw yesterday at the Alabama-Mississippi State basketball telecast at the Hump in Starkville, Greg Gurn was over there. He was sitting on the scorer's table at the table immediately beside the Alabama bench.
That's right.
And I'm thinking, all right, it's only 60 miles away. It's a quick drive, for David Palmer, it's a really quick drive.
Wow.
You get in there.
Wait a minute, let me go back here. That was so 20 years ago.
Heck, that was 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
That wasn't 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But you get him over there. Why is he over there with the basketball team other than just to show support? Shouldn't he be raising money somewhere? Shouldn't he be doing this? Well, if I'm him, I'm thinking, yeah, I'll wear houndstooth helmets.
You better believe
but
it.
I ain't doing it for
free. Oh, heck no. No. Yeah. And it's interesting that you pointed that out because I've noticed it yesterday as well. My wife accuses me for talking to myself a lot. And
he
I
does that now.
And I went, Greg, what are you doing in Starkville? And my wife looked at me and said, who are you talking to? And I went,
the television. Yeah.
I'm really I'm kind of talking to you, honey, because I'm pointing out that the athletic director is sitting right there next to the Alabama bench, and he should be back in Tuscaloosa figuring out ways to drum up money to buy some football players.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said. But back to the original. Yes. I know this has been a hot button topic for years. It's kind of one of my go-tos. Oh, let's talk about uniforms again and get everybody riled up.
Uniforms, future schedules.
Yeah.
Don't bring that up with John if you don't have about 10 or 15 minutes to spend.
But when PM talks about logos on the field, which are already there, and patches on the uniforms, which are coming, you see them on NBA teams, you see them on NFL teams in the preseason.
You do.
It's coming. Look, they are looking for every revenue stream they can get their hands on. And you're telling me that if Nike comes knocking on the door and says, hey, John Cohen, hey, Greg Gurn, check out some of these uniform ideas we have for you. We expect you to wear them.
And a lot of the fans would be up in arms. They'd be incensed. They would write a letter, meaning that they're over 70 years old. They would send an email.
Well, that letter would get there like 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah, but that's what they do because that's what they've always done. I personally am outraged that you would sully the pristine uniforms of the Auburn Tigers for something crass like the love of money. Right? I'm thinking seriously about not submitting my request for season tickets this year. But those are the same people who would say, wait a minute, I have to spend how much for Tigers Ignited to get my tickets? I have to spend how much for tickets this year? That's so much more than last year. Well, if you'd allowed us to put patches on the jerseys, that's a revenue stream that keeps us from having to ask you for, well, why didn't you say so? You could put Xmart patches on the thing if it keeps me from having to spend extra money.
That's right. So you're right. They send letters to the athletic director. That's probably another reason I'll never be an AD at Auburn or at Alabama, because if I'm sitting there at my desk and the secretary rolls in and says, Mr. Longshore, here's today's mail for you, and I start sifting through it, and I see this letter handwritten with a handwritten return address from Abbeville or Silicaga, wherever. I'm going, oh, this ought to be interesting. And I start reading, and I'm about 2 sentences in, and it's about how appalled they are about the uniform changes. Not even finishing it.
Kobe.
Done.
3.
Yeah, hitting threes at my basketball hoop trash can.
Oh.
So here it is. Corporate logos on the field of play, corporate logo patches coming to jerseys. Apparel manufacturers are going to start telling these schools, we want different uniform colors and combinations. Auburn and Alabama, you're in our crosshairs. Get ready.
Well, also, I thought he was going this. He switched the route on me. He was talking Philip Marshall, and I was looking at the Tuesday morning musings, coffee with Philip. Musings and links of interest, because he has a listing of things I never expected to see. I thought John would be feasting on this.
Yeah, I've read that before.
Things I never expected to see. $5 million college quarterbacks.
I never expected to see that either. I got it.
There are 2 on this list that are like ding, 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 ding. $5 million college quarterbacks. Players lining up visits with real estate agents during official visits.
Now, Barry, I have not heard that. That was new to me.
I had not heard that. Now, number 3, things I never expected to see. Number 3. A team lose 28-7 in the SEC championship game for its 3rd loss and still get into the college football playoff.
Yeah.
Who's he number 4 out there?
Yeah.
Number 4. Indiana physically dominate Alabama from start to finish. That's just a couple of freebies there for you Tide fans out there. Just a couple of
There has obviously, Barry, been a lot of pent-up frustration to take a shot at the cross-state rival. Haven't been a lot of opportunities to do it.
Yeah.
But, boy, I'm telling you, there's one guy that seizes the opportunity. And this has been going on for a couple of weeks. He's thrown some jabs. I mean, he threw a couple of jabs after the SEC championship game, after the loss to Indiana. This isn't the first time I've read stuff like this, and I get it. He's smarter than people give him credit for. That is what his subscriber base wants to read. Ooh, give it to him, Philip. Let those Bammers know just how embarrassing they looked in the Rose Bowl or getting beat in the SEC championship game. Now, we'll flip the script
even if he doesn't mention them by name. A team lose 28-7 in the SEC championship game for its 3rd loss and still get into the college football. Everybody.
You know what he's talking about. You know, it goes back, Barry, to also his displeasure with ESPN promoting the college football playoff all season long.
Yes.
And hyping it up in October and this, that, and the other. Or talking about blue blood programs. He hates the term blue blood. But the problem is, if Auburn was part of the mix of that playoff conversation in October, or if Auburn was thought to be a blue blood, he wouldn't have a problem with it.
Oh, now you don't know that. That's theoretical.
I have been following PM since junior high school. I got a pretty good feeling. I'm extremely confident that if Auburn was part of that mix,
now you've gone too far.
Love the term blue blood.
Now you've done it.
Oh, can't get enough of it. But Auburn's not a part of the conversation. And dadgummit, I'm tired of hearing about Ohio State and Alabama and Texas A&M.
When they start winning again.
Yeah. What? Huh?
When that happens, when they start winning big again, when they're playing for national champions and stuff, then let's see whether or not, if he's still alive.
Well, that's a big if.
Yeah.
But I find it hard to believe that if they were in the mix, if they were in the blue blood conversation, he wouldn't be saying things like that. But I know, I get it. Jab those Bammers. Ooh. Little knife to the rib section. Blown away by Indiana. How in the world did they, if Auburn had made the playoff with 3 losses, would he say, I can't believe Auburn made the playoff with 3 losses and lose by 21 in the championship game? Would he have said that? No, I don't believe he would have.
Theoretical. We don't know.
Well,
I'm just saying, if it ever were to happen, that's probably what he would say.
Have I not made a career out of theoretical statements in instances, in cases?
What in the world is C.J. Duncan coming on here and saying, guys, let's not overthink things?
Yeah.
What? This is the home of overthinking things. That's what we do for a living, is overthink things, Well, there is that real quick, another thing here that jumped out at me.
Yeah.
I'm
working on 2 days of musings here. You got me really busy here. Jeez.
Yeah, that one I thought was the one you were going to. That's all.
Yeah.
I had it bookmarked and I immediately went to it and I thought, wait a minute, he's not even talking about that. So this has come in. Just a snapshot of the semifinals of the college football playoff.
Okay. All right.
The television ratings are in.
Oh, yeah. Let me hear this.
The TV ratings are in. The numbers are good.
Whoa.
The ratings for the semifinals were down from this year last year. Oregon, Indiana, Ole Miss, Miami. Where's the Georgias? Where's the Ohio States? Where's the Alabamas? The ratings for the semifinals were down. Overall college football viewership, overall college football playoff viewership, just the playoffs, including the first round games and the quarterfinals and all that, is flat. It hasn't grown from last year with a 12-team playoff. Here's a specific snapshot. Oregon, Indiana on ESPN averaged 18 million viewers.
Oregon and Indiana.
Yeah,
18
that was the
million.
semifinals. ESPN averaged 18 million viewers for ESPN. The peak was $21.4 million.
Okay.
That's the most that watched it at any one time during the entire thing. Now, that is on ESPN, a cable network, and everybody has had cable at some point. I don't anymore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, in the wild card round, not even the semifinals, not even, the conference championship games of the NFL. In the wild card round of the NFL playoffs, on Prime Video, and all the geezers, they don't. Prime Video, what's that? All I know is that my granddaughter buys things on Prime, lipstick or something. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
On Prime Video, the wild card game between the Bears and the Packers averaged 31.61 million.
And that was
the most streamed NFL game ever. The college football semifinals.
Yeah.
On a cable network, which is accessible by cable and by streaming, averaged 18 million for a college football. An NFL wild card on streaming only, 31.61 million.
Was that a Saturday night game or Sunday?
Saturday night.
Which is normally known as the worst night of television. All the crappy shows are on Saturday night.
All I know about Saturday night is that it's all right for fighting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So there again, that just shows you the power of the NFL. People watch it, and colleges have picked up on it. I mean, you see a lot of NFL games, not all, but I even saw
that was
the Carolina Panther game against the Rams. There were some empty seats in the upper deck. Not as many empty seats that were in Starkville last night. I've seen more people at a YMCA game that were in Starkville last night. I'm thinking, what
was up with that? No kidding.
Nobody was at that game. But anyway, I know people around here go, you got to be kidding me. I hate the NFL. I never watch it. Well, it's a big, beautiful country out there. A lot of people do. But 23.9 million was the number for Alabama to watch. That's how many people watched them get embarrassed in the Rose Bowl 2 weeks ago. I believe that's the highest rated playoff game to this point.
It was the highest rated playoff game to that point. I don't know about now, but John's point was, or some of our chatters' point was that they may have actually grown the audience because there were so many people who were excited to see Alabama get beat so badly.
Yeah.
But, for those people, and I get this, I still am a purist. I still wish the semifinals in college football were on Saturdays. I wish, heck, the quarterfinals, they're on Thursday. There was, that's the, January 1st. I get that, there's one on Wednesday. Always wishing, man, I wish they would play on Saturday. But I get it now because they are scared of the NFL. And that's
here's one thing I do.
They just know they will not win against the NFL. Nobody.
This is one thing I do wonder about. I'm surprised that advertisers like this kind of stuff. In golf and in NASCAR, I believe, they'll split the screen and they'll have the commercial and the live action going on at the same time, which I don't think is a bad idea. But then you get to YouTube TV, and I can hit the skip button, and this zen, this relaxing waterfall or penguins walking in the snow or something pops up, so I don't have to watch the commercial. Or if I'm watching the quad box, which I'm known to do during the season, you think my attention's going to the top left-hand corner for an advertisement for Phillips Milk of Magnesia? No. I'm looking over here to say, oh, look at this. This team's about to score. I'm surprised advertisers are okay with that.
They do that with soccer. I watch a fair amount of soccer, and they'll put that down in the corner because soccer games never have timeouts and stuff. I do, and again, I do games for the ESPN family. We don't do that with our games, but I do think that it's funny sometimes. Joe and Troy will say, well, that's, change up possession. We'll have the Packers opening possession of the ball game, but first, this 30-second message from Progressive, and it'll be some gecko over in the corner. Number one, I get why they don't watch it. You'll never see Longshore and McKnight say, hey, watch us, but while you're watching us, check out this commercial for whatever over on the side. We're not going to do that because not only do people not do it, but John, it probably ticks some people off. They're like, get that off my screen. Come on. This is a big down coming up for my team. I don't want to see that crud in the middle and, all this kind of stuff. So it's whatever you can do to squeeze it in there. And people are really creative about that. The advertising industry is full of creative people. And they'll find a way to put it in there without you even really knowing it. Like after the semifinal game. How about that win for Miami? Ole Miss gets the pass knocked down at the very end of the game, and it's gone final. Miami wins it. Now welcome into our Progressive postgame show where whomever is standing on the field with Miami quarterback Carson Beck. And you're like, wait a minute, are we now in the postgame show? There was no break. I mean, there was no billboard or, deep voice guy or anything like that. They'll jump that stuff in there, and it's almost subliminal to you out there. You're like, is this what did he say? Progressive postgame?
Yeah. They are, you're right. Advertisers are getting very creative and looking for ways to get their message across. It goes back to what we originally started discussing. Athletic directors are going to have to get creative too. And if Maud and Earl, who live in Double Springs, don't like the fact that Alabama might have to alter or change their uniform combination a little bit to generate some money, you better get ready. If Auburn fans want that Navy jersey and those white pants, you might be needing to get ready for a little change because I see it coming.
If the money is right, they'll put little propellers on the top of their helmets that spin around when the wind blows.
Why do you think NFL teams change uniforms so much? Because people go out and buy it.
Goodness gracious, those Steelers uniforms are hideous. Golly, what are the Packers thinking? The Packers are thinking they're making some money off of these uniforms.
When I was at the Saints game, Barry, they got these stores inside the Superdome, and I'm looking at them, and I'm going, when did the Saints ever wear a white helmet? And I walked in there, and there's a picture of, their quarterback, a Stroud. They played a game this year. They're in all white pants, white jerseys, white helmets, gold and black trim. I'm thinking, those look pretty good. How did I miss that game? They got wear black helmets, wear gold helmets, wear black uniforms, wear gold uniforms. And they got every dadgum one of them in the store. You can pick out whatever, black, gold, white. Yeah, I'll take one of those. I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
They're selling them like hotcakes. And the NFL teams, NBA teams, Major League Baseball teams, they're doing it all around the country. I got to think Oregon sells a lot of gear because they got a lot of different combinations. And Nike is loving it.
Do they sell a lot of hotcakes? I mean, how is hotcakes like the things that people buy more than anything?
Well, just think about it. They're cheap. I mean, when you can go to IHOP and get 4 pancakes, 2 eggs, and 2 pieces of bacon for like $6,
and you're full, man.
I'm thinking $6. I'm thinking, how much money they making? The pancakes cost about $0.25. The eggs are like 50 cents. The bacon's 50 cents, maybe.
So they're making $5 off every time you order that.
Yeah,
let's take a break. Coming up, more, including in a moment, your Phantom Daily.
Yeah, that's coming up. Get ready.
It's next. Longshore and McKnight, in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
The Montgomery Regional Airport is getting better the more you use it. MGM offers multiple nonstop daily flights to Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas-Fort Worth, and Washington's Reagan National Airport via Delta and American Airlines. And beginning this April, MGM will offer daily nonstop flights to Houston's Intercontinental Airport via United Airlines. All of these cities offer easy connections to destinations all over the country and all over the world. Make travel more cost-effective and less stressful when you utilize your Montgomery Regional Airport. MGM, you can get there from here.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market at 3750 Norman Bridge Road in Montgomery has the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of America. I'm talking red snapper and grouper, all sizes of Gulf shrimp, jumbo lump crab meat and crab claws, Louisiana Bay oysters, and New Bedford scallops. They are a full-service seafood market and kitchen serving po' boys, dinners, and sandwiches. Many well-known restaurants in the river region purchase their seafood from the Destin Connection because they know it's the absolute best. Call ahead and your order will be ready for pickup. The Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call 288-4272. That's 288-4272. Okay, welcome back in, everybody. 23 minutes past the hour on this Wednesday. Kind of a dreary Wednesday out there. I understand it's going to continue to stay cold, so certainly take that into consideration and get some of that seasoned firewood from River Region Straw to keep you warm.
Yep.
Call or text Kenny today, 669-5959, and he'll get you hooked up. All right.
Here we go.
If you ever hear someone say in a gambling environment, seems too good to be true, it normally is.
Everybody all of a sudden, there's a couple of things that you hear in a crowded room that all of a sudden get everybody's attention. Fire, bomb, these orbs.
Yeah.
And, wow. when you're in Vegas or in a sports book somewhere and you say, wow, man, that's too good to be true. Everybody's like, no.
You never say that in Vegas. Yeah.
In the world of the Phantom, that's one of the things he's got plastered on the wall. If it seems to be too good to be true, it usually is.
Yeah, you're never standing at a dice table and you look at your buddy and go, man, this is too good to be true. They're going to all look at you and go, what did you just say?
Yeah.
And they're looking at the stick guy, they're pushing all I'm cashing in. Color me out. I'm out.
Unless it's Plenty O'Toole. And then she does.
You just things you just don't say. Yes. And that's one of them. But every now and then it does reverse course. Last night was an example.
Yeah. Okay.
As we looked at the game and I went, wait a minute here.
Didn't make sense.
Me, the Atlanta Hawks are flying all the way across country to take on the LA Lakers, and the Lakers are a 4-point underdog. What is going on here? I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. And
there's something going on. I got to check into this because this sounds too good to be true.
I mean, Barry, LeBron James at 41 years old was 1 rebound away from having a triple-double last night. 31 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists. This doesn't look like a guy that played 4 minutes last night. Let me check the box score.
Plus, we mentioned yesterday, I was trying to think of a reason why that was, and I thought maybe it's because Luka was questionable for that game. Well, he played 33 minutes and had 27 points, 12 assists. I mean, he had
LeBron played 33 minutes. Luka played 33 minutes. The two of them together combined for 58 points.
If you want to get an idea of exactly how that game went, that's your idea. The Lakers playing at home, a 2.5-point dog.
Well, yeah, it went off at 2.5. It was 4, but it didn't matter. So what? They could have been a favorite for all we care now that we've seen
Lakers win by 25.
Yeah. I mean, Barry, Bronny James even got in the game last night. He didn't score.
No, of course
he played 4 minutes. I did not realize that the Lakers all have a player named Kobe Buffkin. Did not know that. Yeah,
Kobe
he got
Buffkin.
the game. He got in for 4 minutes last night.
That says everything.
Yeah.
How did that go for the Phantom in his daily dog yesterday? The Lakers plus the 2.5. How did that go?
That was a big win.
Kobe Buffkin played in that game. That's how that game went. Kobe Buffkin was in.
How about that? I think they were up. Were they up? Let's see here. Let me do the math. Well, where's the score? Dadgummit. Oh, there we go.
41 to 115.
So 60. They're up. 21 points at halftime. Go on to take care of business. So there again, that falls into the category of looks too good to be true. And last night it hit for us in the Phantom's Daily Dog. So Barry, is tonight's Daily Dog also in the category of, you know what? This looks too good to be true. Maybe. Depends on who you root for. And we're going to venture off the NBA tonight, and we're going to look into college basketball, particularly a little closer to home, the SEC, where there are 5 SEC matchups tonight. 3 of them are tipping at 6 o'clock, 2 at 8 o'clock.
Yep. I'm with you.
Does this look too good to be true that the red hot Auburn Tigers are on the road at Missouri catching a 1.5 tonight?
The red hot Auburn Tigers, who are currently 1-2 in the SEC.
Yeah.
They've won 1 in a row, John.
They've yet to win a game on the road in the conference, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, they've only played 3. And their 1 win was at home over the weekend against Arkansas, but they did look pretty good. Okay, Auburn at Missouri. That's a 6 o'clock game, ESPN2. What are you looking at in this, Auburn?
Well, Auburn's catching a 1.5 here in a game that I certainly think they can win outright. kind of got it together against Arkansas on Saturday. Liked what I saw out of the Tigers in that game. They certainly have got the message of their head coach, I believe. Barry, I'm going to put it this way. To me, this doesn't seem like a game where I'll be spending any time in my car in the driveway.
Listening to Andy and Randall Dickey lament late how the referees have taken the game away from Auburn or something.
Well, now that you bring that up, I can only take so much of Randall Dickey. I've never met the man.
Boy,
have
been on that guy's case.
He's not any good. I just got to tell you, I'm not going to dilly-dally and, beat around the bush. He brings Andy down. I'll just tell you that. I like Andy a lot. I think he does a lot of good stuff, but this guy brings him down. I know Damian Fishback's doing bigger and better things, but, man, if they could get the Fishback, who was good last night in the Texas A&M game, did a great job with that. But I think Auburn is going to win this game tonight outright. You're catching a point and a half. Take it just for kicks. But we like Auburn tonight as an underdog on the road coming off a big win at home against Arkansas.
There's your phantom daily dog. Let's catch up a little bit. More to come in just a moment. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range, 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information. Prattville Carpet is the most trusted name in flooring in the River region. Ray Bowles and his staff have an extensive line of Mohawk, stain-resistant carpeting in all the latest styles and colors. Prattville Carpet also has hardwood, vinyl, and ceramic tile for all of your flooring needs. Professionally installed at the absolute lowest prices. Take advantage of cash and carry vinyl plank at just $239 a foot. Call them today to set up your free measurement for your home, office, lake house, hunting camp, or wherever you need flooring. 285-8117. That's 285-8117, or drop by 2201 Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville for Prattville Carpet. Okay, back at it, about 28 minutes to the top of the hour. It is a Wednesday. That means our man Josh Harris, the Moneyline Magician, joining us here today. Looks, not that he looked bad last week, but looked a little beat up from that Rose Bowl game. Looks like he is recuperated, refreshed, and ready to go. But after a big Bama basketball win last night, maybe that's why the smile's on your face.
That was a good one. That was definitely was crashing out in the first half, pretty upset. And then we just turned it around. I mean, it was a good, hopefully that's a turning point on this little losing streak that we've had. It sounds like Oates got after the boys, was saying that they didn't care enough. They weren't
didn't care about winning enough.
Yeah, which is a problem. That's it's good to see we had a turnaround, really locked it down. They get rowdy at the hump when the Tide comes in town, so it was good to see us come out of there with a big win.
And Phylon is the man too. I mean, that's my other takeaway. That guy can play. They go as far as he can take him, which
with a lot of guys on the bench last night too, some injuries, some sickness. I thought some guys stepped up. You're right, Josh. I think they stepped up, and I think maybe Nate Oates' encouragement might have helped a little bit too.
Yeah, we've got the talent. I mean, we've got to, and we just got to. And it seems like this happens almost every year now. Like we lose a little momentum, we get a little complacent. We've got a little bit too much swag, and we need to get kicked in the butt every once in a while to really wake us up. So hopefully we can keep this momentum going throughout the rest of the year, and then maybe get kicked in the butt towards the end of the year, because it seems like we can't consistently just dominate, which is, that's basketball. We just got to get hot at the right time.
Until you mentioned the word "that's basketball," we could have edited that and clipped that, and we could have put that into your segment back in the middle of October, Josh.
Right. Exactly. I mean, I don't have the doubt that Nate Oates is getting after him, though. There's a doubt that DeBoer is, 2-9. Nate Oates doesn't put up with anything. It doesn't look like.
There was a great program in the 90s, maybe it was the 80s, called Quantum Leap with Scott Bakula, where he played a character that was doomed to, pop in different places in time unannounced, and he had to figure out where he was and what the lay of the land was. If we play Quantum Leap and all of a sudden, Josh Harris, you disappear from our screen right now and you find yourself wearing a referee's uniform and you're in the end zone of the Miami Ole Miss game and it's at the very end of the game, do you throw that flag?
Nah, no way. I'm not throwing the flag. I mean, no. I mean, they were both jostling a little bit. He did get after him. It's a Hail Mary play. But in today's world, he could have thrown the flag. It just he must have had Miami.
I mean, thinking about you.
Yeah. So Urban Meyer, I saw him being interviewed. Right after that, Colin Cowherd was interviewing him, and I'm not sure Meyer had seen the clip of that play. Cowherd says, no, you got to let it go. It's, part of the game. You can't throw a flag at the end of the game on a Hail Mary, which I totally disagree with. And Urban's going, okay, I get what you're saying, Colin, but he sees the clip. And we played the clip on this show of the guy just grabbing the shoulder pads. And after Urban Meyer's looking at it, you can see it on his face. And he goes, Colin, I'm disagreeing with you. That's pass interference. They should have thrown the flag. I know it's a big stage. It's a big moment. But these officials cannot let it be, no holds barred when you throw up a Hail Mary at the end of the game. I've seen plenty of basketball games where a guy takes a shot close to the buzzer and they call a foul on a defender. I think they should do it in football too.
Basketball games are just like, good Lord. I mean, they should not get a whistle. They need a number. There needs to be a limit on the number of fouls they can call.
That Alabama Vanderbilt game, man. Ooh.
But it's gotten out of hand. I mean, just let the guys play a little bit. It's so soft. I mean, you're not protecting the players. It's not like football where they're soft and you're saying they should be able to hit them in the head. Like, it's just, let the guys play. Like, let them play a little bit and let the game get going. Now you've got all these challenges and appeals, and it's just it's crazy. It's crazy. There can be a hook and hold on every call.
There can. Now that is absolute truth. Miami ends up hanging on. They beat Ole Miss. Indiana steamrolls Oregon in the semis. National championship game on Monday night. The collective nation, the TV ratings, it'll be affected with no Ohio State, no Georgia, no Alabama, no Notre Dame or whatever. Are you going to like it? And if so, who do you like in that game?
I love Indiana. I mean, I saw I do this streaming up at this. I told y'all this a while ago at this sports card shop up here.
Yeah. And
there were all these Indiana fans after the game. This was Saturday, so they had come up to the shop on Saturday, and they were just smiling from ear to ear. I mean, they kept saying, I was wearing this exact shirt, this exact pullover, and they were like, we feel like we're the Alabama teams of old. Like, they're feeling good.
Wow, wait a minute.
You gotta give it to them. They look like an Alabama dominant team. I mean,
they do.
It's not like there's any. I mean, they've been dominant this year, and they don't make mistakes like the dominant Alabama teams didn't. They run the ball well. They play good defense. Their coaches
They don't make
insane.
dumb penalties.
It's I just think it's a little crazy. And it makes me feel a little bit better about all the portal nonsense that we've had going on in the last couple of weeks. It's not all about the players. A coach can make a big difference. I mean, we've got to have, like, losing a running back or not getting. I don't think it's the running back's fault at Alabama. I don't think it's the talent of the running back. It's the coaching. It's can you put the right schemes in there so that the boys can run the ball? These guys are athletic. They're 4- and 5-star recruits. Indiana doesn't have that good of players. They're all 30 years old, but other than that, it's a whole different world. I mean, this has been the most exciting, wild, wild west of a transfer portal into the year that I've ever seen. I know they got to fix it, but good Lord, it's entertaining.
What do you like better? Indiana minus 350 on the money line or laying 8.5 with the spread?
I have no idea what you just said.
8.5. I like 8.5. I'm not putting minus 350 any bets.
It's a big number. That's pretty large.
I think you can take almost, an alternate line. I mean, Indiana might just, like, if you can get like minus 14 at plus 350 or something along those lines, they might go in there and blow them out. I mean, Miami's looked good. They didn't look good throughout the year. They're looking good now, but it's not. They hadn't been dominant. Indiana's been dominating people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've just been rolling over everybody they play. They might just go in there and kill them. I mean, why not?
I'd be more comfortable with 8.5 over laying 350. Barry, I'll explain it Friday at Stivers.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Bring a pencil and a big piece of legal pad paper to what Josh is talking about. No team has done what Indiana's done. They've won by 45. They've won by 73. They've won by 53. They've won by 25. They've won by 50. They've won by 45 this year. They've won by 53. They beat Alabama by 35. They beat Oregon by 34. Somebody said it was like the 1886 Yale team was the last team to win that many games by 30-plus points. And they have become kind of the team of destiny with no Ohio State, with no Alabama, with no Penn State, with no Notre Dame in the semifinals. Indiana's been the saving grace of it all. Indiana, how are they doing this, John?
It is funny. My tone is obviously completely changed from it's Indiana to this is Indiana.
Yeah.
This is Indiana we're talking about. This, they're – I mean, I wonder if they can do it again next year.
You're going to see at the Little League World Series, you're going to see fans and kids and parents up there with a big sign that says, "We want Indiana." They have changed those signs now.
Yeah.
You know what it used to be?
I mean, it's wild. They did have Penn State, which is like an anomaly.
Yeah.
That's the only difference between Indiana and the dominant Alabama teams is we didn't really have those close games in those years. We didn't have, when we played a team with 4 wins, we killed them every single time. And maybe that's just the new world of college football we live in, where the talent levels are more or even across the board. But it's it'll be interesting, man. I just would love to see a good game. I just don't see it happening.
Josh, let me ask you this. We've posed this question a lot this week to our guest, and I know you followed Alabama football for a long, long time. In this day and age, is recruiting high school talent more important or portal talent?
It's portal now. I mean, you look at Miami, they don't even worry about recruiting a quarterback anymore. Why would you recruit a quarterback? Go find one. You're not going to find many Ty Simpsons out there that want to stay and get developed and have pride for the university that they're playing for, go get a portal quarterback that's got experience. And it kind of stinks because you don't have those. It's turned into pro football where you don't have, but people move around even more than in pro football.
No question.
You're not going to get people that have played at Alabama for 4 years and that you love, like the Freddie Millens of the world,
Years ago.
Not anymore. Like you get guys that come for 1 year, and you might love them, but like you get the Jahmyr Gibbs of the world. Like he was phenomenal, but he's a Georgia Tech guy and an Alabama guy, and it's like, like it happens in basketball too. My brother has a Rylan Griffin jersey that, he don't even play for Alabama anymore. Like he plays for, and it's not he went to the pros or he went to the G League. He's playing for Mississippi State. Like,
Against Alabama.
Against Alabama. You can't even buy jerseys of players anymore because they might just leave.
Yeah.
You got to wait till they graduate.
It's interesting you say just go out and get a quarterback. And we've certainly seen that with Miami. We've seen it with Indiana. But there are some schools that have gone out to get quarterbacks. I won't name any of them. And the quarterback flames out, crashes, and burns. So, there is two sides to the story.
Or you're like Tennessee right now, too.
Yeah.
They don't have Aguilar's not coming back. They lost out on Sam Levitt. They might not have a quarterback next year. So you do put a lot into it. But you also have a guy that's not in your system. I do think if you can get a guy that will stay in your system for a couple of years before playing and understand it, it'll make a world of a difference, especially if he's a highly talented player. But you're going to have to pay that guy year over year over year a lot of money, millions and millions of dollars to not play in some circumstances. And that's the problem we're looking at now is we got two guys that could make millions and millions of dollars at quarterback right now. And we're not going to be able to keep both of them. So we're going to have to go into the portal after we lose Russell or Mack after next year and go get somebody. It's just how it is.
And meanwhile, some of the fans, and you've been a Ty Simpson guy, some of the fans are he wasn't tough enough, or he regressed, or he made too many mistakes, or whatever. And Simpson says this in that article at on3.com. KD and Coach Grubb have been so good to me. I told them that I would, what I'd been offered from some of these other schools, but I just couldn't do it because of everything I stood for and what Alabama had meant to me and the legacy that I built there. Everybody would just remember me as the guy who took all this money and went to Miami or Tennessee for his last year, but I was a captain. I put my hand and my feet in the cement at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Man,
I would have lost everything that I built at Alabama. How in the world can some of those Bama fans, you've got to be feeling guilty about some of them bad things you said about Ty Simpson and about how he needs to go.
That makes me so happy. You should. You ought to be ashamed. Anybody that said anything ought to be ashamed.
Ooh,
and he is. That is so rare right now. This guy's turning down millions and millions of dollars because he loves the Tide. Like you're not going to, we might not ever see that again. This might be the last time that ever happens. I mean, it is the greatest thing. If he would have gone to Tennessee, are you kidding me? No way. No, this guy is.
Yeah.
You felt he always talked like that he was Tide guy. I'm a Tide guy. But when you can actually put your money where your mouth is on it, like, good Lord.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Josh. Maybe I was misunderstood. I'm with you. I don't see players like that anymore. The pride that he has of putting his hands and his feet in the cement by Denny Chimes, a captain, his legacy, it'll always be in the history books. People will always think highly of Ty Simpson. But I think it's time for him to move on. I think if Alabama football is going to progress and get to the next level, he needs to move on, go to the NFL, and Kalen DeBoer in year 3, which I think is extremely important for Kalen DeBoer's future. He needs to go with a quarterback that he recruited, a system that he's familiar with. That has not been the case in 2 years with Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson. I'm not sure if Ty Simpson came back. Not to say it might be better with these two guys, but I'm not confident in saying that it would be better in year 3 under Kalen DeBoer with Ty Simpson at quarterback.
I would agree with that. I think that's a fair statement. And it's that doesn't mean, and I think that's why he's going pro. I think he's smart. He sees the writing on the wall. He loves Alabama. He got his chance to start. You can see all the injuries that he had throughout the year, which that's a whole nother conversation.
Yes, it is.
If you're injured and we've got 2 very solid backups, why is he playing? Which is, a question that just continues to pop into my mind. But it's interesting. We got to see what happens, because he's not going to come back. He wouldn't start. And I think he's going to be good in the NFL. So I think he is, at least. So I'm excited for him.
That was the thing I would be worried about, is if I would go to Tennessee or wherever, if I knew I was projected to be drafted by the Jets or somebody.
Tennessee, you kidding me?
Well, Josh Harris, Moneyline Magician, always quality stuff. We look forward to talking with you next week. Thanks for the time.
And always.
Oh,
thank you, buddy. Good stuff. Josh Harris, the Moneyline Magician. Always enjoy his input each and every week. Speaking of input, I think when we get back, Barry, Gurn Jr.'s Victoryland 777 topic wheel, it has been on fire this week.
Oh, it's been good stuff.
The kids fighting in the youth hockey game, that might be the best clip we've seen.
Oh, the cheap shot from the goalie to the 8-year-old kid who wasn't looking.
If we've got a top 10, it's at the number 1 position right now. That's the best clip we've seen.
There we go. That's coming up next. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range, 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
Okay, welcome back in. About 8 minutes or so to the top of the hour. What do you say? I'm looking at it in the green room. It's popped up. We have got 5 topics today on. It's quality, not quantity, Barry. I always say that.
That's exactly
quality,
right.
Not quantity.
Brought to you by Victoryland 777 Casino. Not today, big boy.
Not today, big boy. What we got?
No.
Oh, look at this guy.
Oh, this is a rhinoceros. Wow. There you go. That deer says, you better back off. Oh, I love this. So rhino's not happy. The deer says, okay, take that with you.
Yeah.
I'll give you some. You want some more? What? You I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, you don't want me. You don't want me.
If I'm not mistaken, that looks like that's a little spike. I see some button antlers coming out of that. That's a small deer, but he ain't messing around.
No, that rhino, he don't want no part of that. Jeez.
Yeah, that's a good one. That deer probably weighed, I don't know, 90 pounds. That rhino probably weighed 3,000.
Well, like an Alabama defensive lineman. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, exactly. Can't move. That deer could move. That's like a defense. That's like that edge rusher, Barry. And 74 is, well, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Yeah. In a football sense, I think that's a very apt comparison. All right, here we go.
All right, let's spin away. 4 to go. I like that
Victoryland.
green panel. That's kind of a new addition, but I think yellow is where it's going. This got NBA.
Oh, we love
this.
These.
Won't be the Laker game. I can promise you that.
Sometimes we love these. Sometimes we hate these.
Ooh, Minnesota.
Wisconsin and Minnesota. Buzzer beater. All about
let's
that.
See what we got.
Minnesota playing at Wisconsin.
Pennies. Woo! Man. But that didn't win it. So here we come back.
Okay, here comes Wisconsin. You say,
pennies. Whoa, look at that. Man, look. Where's
2 buzzer beaters.
Where is the defense? Nate
Listen to you. You're doing the same thing.
Unbelievable.
Big win for Wisconsin.
No defense there. But exciting finish, I will say that.
There you go.
Good stuff.
I mean, there's no double dribble at the end of that. There's no phantom foul call on a 3-point shooter, anything like that. That's quality.
So you're saying if that would have been a clip involving, say, another school, SEC,
Auburn. That would have been, that would have been easier to take than the way Auburn lost that Virginia game. All right, here we go. Victoryland,
here we go.
Casino, exit 22 off I-85 in Shorter, Alabama, where you can be a winner too. This one is
this before. No, I'm not sorry. No,
sorry.
I'm not.
Mom,
No.
I meant to do it. Yeah. The head coach of the Chicago Bears, Ben Johnson, does not like the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, Matt LaFleur. When the Bears scored 25 in the fourth quarter to end the Packers season, they shook hands.
Yeah.
And it took about a millionth of a second. Neither one of them broke stride. They just touch each other's hands. They don't like each other. Ben Johnson, coach of the Bears, he said this in the post-game locker room, not in the on the press conference. He said, "Bleep the Packers, bleep them, bleeping hate those guys." And John doesn't see a problem with that. Anyway, he was asked about it in the press conference. He says, I don't like that team. So, we've talked. We're on the same page. Yeah. So
now, Barry, I've never said that about a team publicly.
Yeah.
I know you're probably going, I know privately you probably said something about
the Indiana Pacers
team.
Yeah.
Indiana Pacers.
Yeah.
The
Bleep
Tennessee
Reggie
Vols.
Miller. Yeah.
I can't think of any other one that I've done that to. I really can't. Tennessee and the Indiana Pacers. Maybe an NFL team when I lost a Monday night game by a field goal.
The locker room should be. I'm against the locker room video stuff.
Why do we need it? We do not need reporters inside the locker room. I don't need
in the
it.
locker room.
Don't need it. Let those guys cool off, do their thing. If they want to walk around naked from the shower to their locker or drop F-bombs, let them do it. And then they can come out and talk to the media when it's over.
One of my favorite historic pictures ever in the NFL was at halftime of the first Super Bowl. Chiefs and the Packers.
Yeah.
Lenny Dawson.
Yeah.
Photographed at halftime. Those locker rooms back there look like Capitol Heights locker rooms.
Yeah.
He's sitting there on a folding chair at halftime in his number 16 Chiefs uniform. He's a starting quarterback for the Chiefs. What's he doing there at halftime? Smoking a lung dart.
Yeah, he's smoking a cig.
Drag right there. And everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, he's a high-profile athlete.
Yeah.
What's he doing smoking?" Well,
I think Snake was smoking. I think Snake was drinking a beer at halftime. The Super Bowl that
his second.
Won. Yeah.
Anyway,
see, kids, you just don't know. Back in the day, man, come on, rub some dirt on it, go back out and play.
That's exactly right.
All right, 2 more to go. Let's see what we got. Red and blue are the panels spinning away, and where will it land? It's looking like maybe the red panel. Speechless. I've never had a problem. I've never had this happen either.
No, speechless. Oh, Matt LaFleur. Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers says, I mean, this league has changed a lot in my 21 years. You know, when you hear a conversation about the Mike Tomlins of the world, Matt LaFleurs of the world, you know, he said, and Matt LaFleur says he didn't have to do that, but it's one of the nicest compliments of my life. I'm so appreciative of him for that. He puts Matt LaFleur in the same thing as Mike Tomlin. LaFleur's in a little bit of hot water, but Aaron Rodgers said, you know, great coach. I loved it. He did all that kind of stuff. Aaron Rodgers also said this after the Steelers lost and the season's over. People are talking about him retiring.
Yep.
He says, you know, I played for two of the best organizations with the best organizations, the best coaches, the greatest fans. I played for two of them in my career, and I'm thankful for that. He actually played for three teams. He mentioned the Packers. He mentioned the Steelers. He didn't mention the New York Jets.
No, he didn't. Tough. All right, one more to go. Got to spin it to make it official. It is the blue panel. We'll spin it, and something the judges make us do. And
this is what Tim Tebow said when John fired him that pass when the ball got loose on the floor at the national championship game or whatever. Mickelson.
Oh,
you know, some of the we talked the other day about
Brooks Koepka.
Mickelson said, I'm having so much fun out here. I love playing out here on Live. I love here being with guys. I could not be happier being here. And then the PGA Tour, and they said, they don't want you, Phil. They want golfers that can play. The social media was not kind for Phil Mickelson.
No. I get
it. He's never going to be invited back. PGA Tour doesn't need a 55-year-old troublemaker taking up space.
Now, if Phil wants to play on the Champions Tour, maybe the PGA will let him come back and do that. I'm not sure any of those guys want him back there.
Yeah. So Phil said, this is so great. I'm having so much fun playing on the Live Tour. And everybody's like, they're the only ones that will have you, Phil.
Yeah, come on. And another great show today. CJ Duncan, Yellow Hammer News, Josh Harris, the Moneyline Magician. Always appreciate their input. Tomorrow, Jason Caldwell, Auburn Undercover, will join us. Rodney Orr, the Tider Insider, brought to you exclusively by the Destin Connection Seafood Market. And Bart Heisch, our resident college basketball expert, former member of the Mississippi State Final Four team. They could have used Bart last night over in Starkville.
Yeah, he was shaking some things up, you know.
Yeah. They'll join us
would not have gotten comfortable out there. Well, many thanks to CJ Duncan, Josh Harris, and our producer, Gurn Jr. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.